Attention passionate LAS, Vegas Raiders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Las Vegas Raiders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Las Vegas Raiders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and LAS, Vegas Raiders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been paying close attention to what's happening around the Las Vegas Raiders, you know that things have been pretty turbulent these last few seasons. After that brutal 2024 campaign, finishing with just 4 wins, it's clear that the franchise needed a serious overhaul. And that's exactly what they've been doing. The Raiders' front office and coaching staff have undergone a major facelift, with new leadership stepping in, ready to turn things around and set the stage for a much more competitive 2025 season. It's not just about patching up the roster. They're making strategic, bold moves to reshape the team's identity, especially on the defensive side, which has been a sore spot for quite some time. One of the most noticeable aspects of this transformation is the overhaul of the defense. Historically, the Raiders have been known for their offensive fireworks. Think of the legendary quarterbacks, the flashy receivers, and the explosive running games. But in recent years, the defense has struggled to keep up, often being the Achilles heel that kept them from reaching the next level. So, with the new regime led by General Manager John Spidek and head coach Pete Carroll, who's known for his defensive prowess and a winning mentality, the focus has shifted significantly. They've been quite aggressive in trying to rebuild the back half of the defense, which has seen a lot of change. This isn't just about bringing in new players, although, yes, they've been quite active on that front. It's about creating a culture of accountability and adaptability. The departure of longtime linebackers Robert Spillane and Divine Deablo was a tough pill for Raider Nation to swallow, no doubt. These players had been staples in the defense, contributing significantly over the past seasons, but the new regime is clearly looking for a different kind of energy, a different level of performance. They're not just rebuilding for the sake of it, they're crafting a team that can contend, that can compete at the highest levels in the NFL. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Just recently, the Raiders found a gem that could make a huge difference in their linebacker core. The Cincinnati Bengals released linebacker Germaine Pratt, and the moment this news broke, Raider fans were buzzing. Because, let's be honest, Pratt is a player with serious NFL pedigree. He's got 6 seasons of experience under his belt, and he's been a key part of a Bengals defense that, not long ago, made it all the way to the Super Bowl in 2021. That kind of experience is invaluable, especially for a team that's trying to elevate its game quickly. And there's more. Pratt isn't just a seasoned veteran. He's got ties with current Raiders Jacoby Meyers and A.J. Cole, both of whom played with him during their college days at North Carolina State. That kind of familiarity and chemistry can be a real boost for the Raiders, especially in a season where team cohesion can make or break your playoff chances. The franchise didn't waste any time. Just 2 days after the Bengals released him, the Raiders signed Pratt to a 1-year deal worth up to $4.78 million. That's a smart move, financially and strategically. And the scoop came from none other than Jordan Schultz, a well-respected NFL insider from Fox Sports. Schultz reported that several teams were actually vying for Pratt's services, but Las Vegas managed to land him. That's a testament to how much they're committed to rebuilding this defense and making savvy moves in free agency. Pratt's arrival isn't just a depth addition, he's expected to be an immediate starter. Under the guidance of defensive coordinator Patrick Graham, Pratt will likely step into a leadership role on the field. He's versatile enough to play inside linebacker, and his stats speak volumes. Over his career, he's accumulated 616 tackles, including 32 for a loss, along with 3 sacks, 7 interceptions, and 7 passes defended. That's a well-rounded resume that can bring a lot of grit and intelligence to the Raiders' defense. This signing also signals some tough decisions for the Raiders' roster. For example, it puts the spotlight on veterans like Devin White and Jalen Smith, both of whom signed non-guaranteed deals this offseason. With Pratt now in the fold, it's quite possible that the team is signaling that he'll be the starting middle linebacker, which could mean that these other veterans might have to fight for their spots or face the possibility of being phased out. It's all part of the bigger picture, building a defense that's fast, aggressive, and disciplined enough to support a team aiming for playoff success. And let's not forget, this isn't just about patching holes for this season. The Raiders are making a statement. They're all in on competing in 2025. Even though many analysts and fans looked at them as a rebuilding team, these aggressive moves, like signing Pratt, show that they have their sights set on much more. They want to challenge the AFC West dominance, and they want to do it with a roster that's versatile, experienced, and hungry for success. The AFC West has been fiercely competitive in recent years, with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, Denver Broncos, and Los Angeles Chargers all vying for supremacy. But the Raiders are clearly signaling that they're not just here to play the long game, they're here to win now. This shift in strategy is especially important considering how talented the division is. The Chiefs, with Patrick Mahomes leading their explosive offense, have been a thorn in everyone's side. The Broncos, under new management and with their own set of weapons, are trying to climb back into the playoff picture. The Chargers, always dangerous with their star-studded roster, aren't going anywhere. So, for the Raiders to make this kind of move, adding a proven linebacker like Pratt, it's a clear message. They're not just content with being spectators, they're here to shake things up and establish themselves as serious contenders. Looking at the bigger picture, the Raiders' offseason has been marked by a mix of strategic upgrades and bold decisions. They've improved their quarterback situation, bringing in fresh talent at wide receiver and running back, which complements their core. But it's on defense where the real transformation is happening. The addition of Pratt, along with other moves, signifies a shift toward a more aggressive, versatile scheme that can adapt and overcome some of the defensive struggles of the past. And for folks who follow the Raiders closely, this isn't just about individual players, it's about the culture that's being built. It's about instilling a mentality that says, we're here to compete, we're here to win. The team's leadership understands that the AFC West isn't just a tough division, it's arguably the toughest in the NFL. Every game counts, and every move on the roster can be the difference between making the playoffs or missing out. That's why they're investing heavily in guys like Pratt, who has the experience, the leadership, and the skills to be a difference maker. Now, fans are already buzzing on social media, debating how Pratt's addition will impact the team's overall performance. Some see it as a steal, an underrated player who's flown under the radar, but has the talent and mentality to elevate the defense. Others are more cautious, saying that one player isn't enough to turn around years of defensive struggles. But what's undeniable is the commitment the team is showing. They're not standing still, they're actively trying to build a roster that can punch above its weight. And of course, all eyes are now on training camp and the preseason. How will Pratt fit into the scheme? Will he be the leader that the defense desperately needs? Can the Raiders' secondary and linebacker core come together quickly enough to support a playoff push? These questions are front and center as fans and analysts alike try to gauge the potential of this revamped team. But one thing is clear, Las Vegas is making moves, and they're doing so with purpose. This is a franchise that's tired of being in the middle of the pack, tired of just making up the numbers. They want to be champions again, and they're showing that with every signing, every strategic decision. Looking back historically, the Raiders have always been a franchise marked by resilience and boldness. From their legendary days in Oakland to their move to Las Vegas, the team has always had a flair for the dramatic and a penchant for making high-stakes moves when it counts. This offseason's moves are no different. They're not just building a team, they're building a statement. The AFC West better watch out because the Raiders are serious about reclaiming their spot at the top. And as we get closer to the season, expect even more news, more surprises, and more reasons to believe that Las Vegas is on the verge of something special. Whether it's a deep playoff run or just setting the foundation for future success, the Raiders are clearly not content with the status quo. They want to be champions again, and they're putting in the work to make that happen. So buckle up, Raider Nation. This is just the beginning of what promises to be an exciting, unpredictable, and fiercely competitive 2025 NFL season. The road to the Super Bowl is long, but with moves like signing Germaine Pratt, the Raiders are certainly making their case that they're in it to win it. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Las Vegas Raiders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So, Raiders fans, what do you think about this latest move? Are you convinced that Pratt's arrival signals a new era for the team? Do you believe that this roster overhaul can translate into a playoff run, or do you think they still have some gaps to fill? Your opinions are what make this community great, so drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear from each and every one of you. And remember, I'll be back soon with more updates about the Raiders, so stay tuned, there's a lot more coming your way. This team is evolving before our eyes, and it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing seasons in recent memory. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Raiders!